Norte, Laguna de Villafranca. 24 del 5 del 2019.
Well met, my old true love. Well met, cried he. I have just returned from the salt, salt sea, and it's all for the sake of thee. And it's all for the sake of thee. Well, I could have married a king's daughter fair. I'm sure she'd have married me. But I refused her rich crown of gold, and it's all for the sake of thee. And it's all for the sake of thee. Well, if you could have married a king's daughter fair, I'm sure you are to blame. For I am married to a house carpenter, and I think he's a fine young man. And I think he's a fine young man. Well, if I should forsake my house carpenter and go along with thee, what have you got for my support to keep me from slavery? To keep me from slavery. I have 6 ships upon the sea, and the 7th one I to land. And if you'd come and go with me, they would all be at your command. They would all be at your command. So she's dressed herself in such rich attire to exceed all others in the town. And as she walked the streets around, she shone like some glittering crown. She shone like some glittering crown. Then she's taken her baby in her arms and given it kisses 3, saying, "Stay at home, my pretty little babe, and keep your daddy company. And keep your daddy company." They had not been on board but just 2 weeks. I'm sure it was not 3, until this lady she began for to weep, and she wept most bitterly. And she wept most bitterly. Well, are you weeping for your house or your land? Or are you weeping for your store? Or are you weeping for your house carpenter that you never shall see anymore? That you never shall see anymore? No, I'm not weeping for my house nor my land, nor I'm not weeping for my store, but I am weeping for my pretty little babe that I never shall see anymore. That I never shall see anymore. Had not been on board but just 3 weeks. It was not 4, I am sure, until at last the ship sprung a leak, and it sunk to arise no more. And it sunk to arise no more. A curse to all seamen, and a curse to a sailor's life. You have taken from me my pretty little babe, and now you have taken my life. And now you have taken my life.